jump. I wasn't doing anything weird between videos. Hey everybody, my name's here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Tomb Raider Anniversary. In the previous episode, we defeated the last of Natla's henchmen and opened the way into the pyramid. And in today's episode, we'll be going inside the pyramid. How many times I say the pyramid in that sentence? The world may never know. Pyramid. Alrighty then. So fun fact, this level actually had a different name in the original game. So kind of similar to how Midas Palace was changed to Palace Midas, or the other way around, whatever. And the City of Kamun from the original game was renamed to Temple of Kamun. This level, the Great Pyramid, was originally called Atlantis. And the next level was originally called the Great Pyramid, but we'll see what that level is called in the next episode. Spoiler alert, we're not done with this game yet. We're getting there, just not quite yet. Alright, now we'll be facing the army of Atlantis. So these enemies, they look similar to the ones we fought in Egypt, except not exactly. They don't look anything like mummies. So I really like how they have like a completely different design from the enemies we saw in Egypt, even if they are very similar enemies. And by very similar, I mean they play exactly the same. So there are not really a whole lot of differences right there, but it's still pretty interesting, at least when it comes to how they look. So yeah, we're gonna be going through this area, and I believe the only enemy in Egypt that doesn't make any kind of reappearance in this part of the game. Well, actually, no. I was thinking centaurs didn't reappear later, but now that I'm thinking about it, they do actually make an appearance a little bit later. So, yay, my memory is terrible, even though I practiced for this episode like earlier today. All right then, so we have some more flying demons over here we gotta deal with. Also, I really love the music that's playing in this area. Excuse me? Very rude of you. How dare you hurt my waifu? You shall die. Haha. So yeah, now that we've taken care of them, we're gonna end the video off here. I'm just kidding. We're gonna collect some more supplies and just do some super cool things that are awesome. And I gotta say this, I really appreciate the change of scenery in this area. Because, okay, let me start the sentence over. I like how this area looks way more compared to the original game. The original game, something about the way the final area looked, it always looked a little bit weird in my opinion. I wasn't a very big fan of it, but I really like how it looks in this game. So over here, we have a new puzzle we can do with it to fire those switches to make the thingy appear. That's a very great way of wording that, but I don't care about thinking other things or whatever. Yeah. Well, I was saying a moment ago about the scenery of this area. Don't fall in the lava. Don't fall in the lava. No! Ooh, that was morbid. Hooray for jump cuts. Okay. So what I was trying to say earlier was, I really like how this area looks compared to what it was like in the original game. Because in this game, it looks more like ruins of an ancient civilization that was like incredibly advanced and stuff like that. In the original game, it looked more like kind of a mixture of an ancient civilization and a laboratory. I don't know why. That's just what always came across to me. I still liked the final levels in the original game, but I think when it comes in terms of like cosmetics or whatever you want, or whatever you want to describe it as, I think this game does the job a bit better. And I also really like this room, how we're activating those switches and we have to use a grappling hook to climb around. They make some really interesting platforming areas in this level. I gotta say, when it comes to pure platforming, this is probably the strongest level in the game. It's not my favorite, but it's one of them. Some people may have a problem with the fact that you're going to have to do a lot of blind jumps in this area. But it's not like the game doesn't give you an indication that, hey, you're going to need to use a grappling hook in this one particular area. And obviously you want to be careful in this area as well, because the fireballs from the flying demons of demonness will make you fall off the platform if you're not careful. What I like to do is stand in one spot. That was very... I like to stand in one spot and move back and forth. Like when I see they're about to prepare a fireball, then I quickly dodge off to the side. That's my favorite strategy. And whee! Yay, fancy gymnastics! I always like doing that when you're going back and forth on the poles. But, let's use a grappling hook and jump. If I were to add one thing that would have been different about the platforming segment in this game, I would have added a part where you'd have to bounce off the wall and then do another quick wall jump in the wall running grappling hook thingy. But I can understand why they didn't do that, because that trick is a little bit hard to pull off. And with the camera in this game, it likely would have been very difficult. I don't know, maybe they tried doing it in an earlier build of this game, but then decided, we don't want to do that. And so we'll jump across here, and go this way. Okay, this area coming up right here, I have a bit of a fun story about this one. When I was writing my notes for my Let's Play of this game... Okay, it's not this area, okay. So I guess I can hold off on that story for a little bit. We still have a couple more demons to deal with. Come on, come on, be destroyed, be destroyed. Yay, you're destroyed! My first come out of the game! Okay. So, going over here, also really like how you can see symbols from different cultures. Is that the right word? I don't know. Like, you can see, like, some Greek symbols on those things, because it's implied earlier in the game that Atlantis was the basis for all known civilization. So you can definitely see that in the lettering in this area. And this area right here, in my notes, for this artifact we'll be collecting right here, what the... controller? Okay, that was weird. Hooray for jump cuts. Okay. This artifact over here, I have a bit of a fun story about my notes with this one in particular. This artifact is kind of in a super obvious place, so this is all I wrote in my notes. Running jump towards a ledge. You'll know when you see it. Yeah, that's all that I wrote in my notes about this artifact. It was pretty funny. And that kind of scared me right there when the fire sparks came out of the water. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, that legitimately scared me. I thought it was just fire sparks coming off the wall, but no, it was a flying demon of scariness, and I'm gonna have nightmares, and my roommates are probably mad at me for being loud, because I promised them that I wouldn't be loud when I was recording. Whatever. So, in this hallway, there are things that you can shoot on the wall right there to stop the hazards, but I'm gonna be unnecessary epic and do this the way you're not supposed to. All shall fear me. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Also, these chompy things are instant death, so you need to be careful. And also, these are the closest that they're going to look to the original game. You already saw the comparison earlier in the Let's Play, so I don't feel like showing it again. Alright, so we have some more cat mummy enemies right here that we gotta deal with. And adrenaline headshot to the face, oh yeah. And my roommates are texting me about being too loud. I'm sorry, people. Alright then. And boom. Come on. And aha, you're destroyed. But there's something very interesting about this room. Check this out. This character is mirroring our every move. This is the doppelganger. If you try firing at it, you're gonna hurt yourself, so don't do that. This is, honestly, one of my favorite enemies in the entire Tomb Raider series. I really wish they expanded upon this, because it would have been awesome if they had some more, like, advanced doppelgangers later in the levels, or you'd face more than one at a time. But the puzzles that we do get with this one doppelganger, I think it also makes it a bit more memorable. And I don't think we jumped onto the right platform. Oh, no, there's a switch over that we can activate. Okay, we'll be fine. Let's destroy this flying demon of flyingness. You can take the nunchuck if it tries grabbing onto you to kick it away from you. So that's something that's going to be well worth mentioning. But we can go over here and activate the switch. That will open the doorway of our destiny. I don't think we were supposed to activate that now that I think about it, because I think that's going to be on a timer. So it was the other pathway that we wanted to open. Alright, so let's go the other way. And jump on this thingy. I said jump on the thingy. There we go. Alright, so one thing that I has also say, I really do love the design of the doppelganger as well. How it's like a, kind of like an unfinished version of a Lara Croft clone. Because obviously if Natla was building these things right now, and she was trying to work on a doppelganger based off Lara, then she would have a whole lot of time to work on it. So I really like how the doppelganger looks really unfinished. That might also explain why it's mirroring Lara's every move, and not like having a mind of its own or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to want to go the other direction, so this is the way we want to go. Let's head this way. Jump on the ledge and go on the ladder.
Talk about being your own worst enemy.
I always liked that line right there. Talk about being your own worst enemy. It's so cheesy, but I love it. That's why I love these games. Alright, so now that we have activated the switch, the door will open. So we gotta move quickly. And a detail that I really like is the fact that it takes a little bit longer to move this platform around now that we don't have the help of the doppelganger. So let's head back over here and jump this way. So we gotta be quick about this, and thankfully the circly platform of doom and destruction and death is deactivated, so we're not gonna suffer the same fate as the doppelganger. And now we're going to be going back inside this deep, dark, scary hallway. And while we go through here, I guess I could demonstrate what the doppelganger battle was like in the original game. It's not really all that different, to be completely honest. The platforming is just a little bit different because, obviously, it had to be different because of the way the platforming worked in the original games. But it's just something that's worth mentioning. Let's put on the switch, and that will open up a platform for us to jump on. But it's kind of useless right now because the door is still closed. And also there's a demon right here we can fight. Let's kick you off and destroy you. Technically we could be using our other weapons to deal with this guy, but I don't really feel like using them. I feel like saving them for a little bit later. That may sound a little bit silly because we are at the... Ouch. Okay, I'm going to take my time with this platform. I normally have a really good trick for getting here quickly, but I keep dying way more times than I care to admit. So I'm going to take my time like a good person. All I was trying to say was, it may seem a little weird to say that I'm going to be waiting to use my more useful weapons until a little bit later, because we're on the next to last level. But activating the switch will open up the final doorway. So let's defeat this flying, scary demon of demoness. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, be destroyed. Be destroyed. I didn't say you could live. There we go. Aha. I love their animation for when they fall down and die. It's really cool. It's very... that sounds incredibly morbid, but I really like their death animation. Alright, so let's fire that downwards and jump down. And use the grappling hook to go across the pit of Cheeto juice. Is Cheeto juice a thing? I hope not, that sounds gross. I love Cheetos, but they don't belong in juice. And we go up here, and we'll be collecting the final relic in the game. The Torque of Embitterment. Read that on your own time, but I will say I do like how it says that it's kind of like a symbol of death in the Atlantis culture. I want to double check to see if we got everything. Yes, we did. So, that's going to be it for this episode of 2 Year Anniversary. Thank you all so much for watching this video. in the next episode, we'll be going inside this hallway. And next time, it'll gear to you. Oh yeah.
You've reached the top, Lara. There's nowhere left to go but down.
You're rebuilding the army of Atlantis.
This pyramid breeds far more than the soldiers you've faced. With the Scion, I now have the means to create anything I desire.
What is it you desire, Natla?
It takes 3 to rule. Tihocan and Qualopec were too weak to destroy what stands in the way of the 7th Age. But you have the strength to claim this seat beside me. Immortality has its price. But what are a few lives to sacrifice for your dreams?
This is madness.
This is what you've been searching for. The answers you've sought your entire life are within the Scion. Everything you've done has led you to this place. You're here because you belong here, Lara. That's who you are.
I'm sorry, Father.